You slept the full 8. You didn't touch your phone. You did everything right. And you woke up feeling like you didn't sleep at all. Your eyes are heavy. Your body is slow. You have been told the answer is more sleep, or better sleep hygiene, or that this is just what being an adult feels like now. But here is what is actually happening. Sleep duration is not the problem. Sleep architecture is, and almost nobody explains what that actually means. So today I am going to walk you through why you can sleep the full 8 hours and still wake up exhausted, and what your body was quietly trying to get done while you were in bed. For most of us, the story we have been handed about sleep is a numbers story. Get 7 to 9 hours. Aim for the middle. 8 is the magic number. So you set your alarm, you get in bed on time. You hit the number. And when you still feel wrecked, the only conclusion the numbers story can offer is that you need more of them. More sleep, longer weekends, a better nap. You try that too, and it barely moves the needle, and you start to wonder if the problem is you. Whether your body just does not sleep the way other bodies do. That is a reasonable thing to think, given the story you have been handed. But the story is missing a piece. Sleep is not really measured in hours. Your body does not use hours. Your body uses cycles. And a full 8 hours of the wrong kind of cycles will leave you flat. Here's what your body is actually doing while you sleep. It is not shutting down. It is running a very specific sequence of shifts, one after another, all night long. Think of it like a construction crew that only works while you are unconscious. This crew has different specialists, and they take turns. There is the deep repair shift, the crew that works on your body itself. They lower your blood pressure, release growth hormone, tune your immune system, and file away everything you learned that day into more permanent storage. And there is the dream shift, the crew that works on your mind. They process emotional experiences from the day, connect ideas, and quietly settle the nervous system. Both crews are essential. Both are working on completely different things. And they do not just show up randomly. They rotate on a schedule. Sleep researchers call the whole pattern sleep architecture, the specific order and timing of how these crews move through the night. Every 90 minutes or so, your body finishes one full rotation and starts the next. Over a normal night, you go through 4 or 5 of them. And here's the part almost nobody mentions. The deep repair crew does most of its work in the first half of the night. The dream crew does most of its work in the second half, which means the 8 hours are not one uniform block of rest. They are 2 very different phases of very different work. So stay with that image. First half of the night, your deep repair crew is dominating. Your brainwaves slow down. Blood pressure drops. Immune activity rises. This is where the physical restoration happens. If you have ever been sick and slept for what felt like 100 years and woken up genuinely feeling healed, that was the deep repair crew getting time it does not usually get. As the night moves on, deep sleep gets shorter in each cycle, and dream sleep, what researchers call REM, for rapid eye movement, takes over. This is the second half of the night. This is the mental and emotional shift. This is where the day gets sorted, where difficult feelings get processed, where your brain quietly makes sense of things that did not make sense yet. Now here is where the whole thing can go wrong. If your alarm goes off in the middle of a cycle, especially in the middle of a deep sleep phase, the crew is dragged out mid-job. Your body was not ready to come up. In sleep science, this is called sleep inertia. A widely cited review out of Emory University in 2017 laid this out clearly. When you are pulled out of deep sleep suddenly, your brain is still holding on to the slow waves of deep sleep for a while after you open your eyes. A chemical that builds up during the day, called adenosine, the one that makes you feel sleepy, has not fully cleared. Parts of your prefrontal cortex, the thinking, deciding, waking up part of your brain, are still coming online. So you are technically awake. But biologically, half of you is still on the deep sleep shift. That is the thick, slow, foggy feeling. On a good day, it lasts 15 minutes. On a rough wake-up, it can last more than an hour. Now imagine this happens to you most mornings. You are getting 8 hours in bed, but the architecture inside those 8 hours is broken. You are missing chunks of deep sleep because it got fragmented. You are cutting the dream shift short because you were exposed to something that suppressed it. We will get to what. You are waking up in the wrong place in the cycle almost every day. 8 hours of that will leave you exhausted. It is not the number. It is what happened inside the number. Modern life does a specific thing to sleep architecture. It attacks the second half of the night. Alcohol, even 1 or 2 drinks in the evening, is one of the most reliable ways to do it. Multiple large reviews, including a recent one pooling 27 controlled studies and sleep medicine reviews, have shown that alcohol lets you fall asleep faster in the first half of the night, then suppresses REM sleep, then produces a REM rebound in the second half that fragments your sleep and often wakes you around 3 in the morning. The dream crew never got a clean shift. Late meals push cortisol up when it should be dropping. Bright screens in the last hour delay melatonin release, which pushes the whole architecture later than your alarm allows. And an inconsistent wake time, different every day, means your internal clock never really commits to a schedule, so the crews never settle into a stable rotation. None of this shows up as fewer hours. All of it shows up as feeling worse after those hours. Before we go further, one thing worth naming: this is education, not medical advice. If your fatigue has been severe for a while, or you snore heavily, or you wake up gasping, please talk to a doctor. Some sleep problems, like sleep apnea, are physical conditions that need a proper diagnosis. Everything past this point is for the general case of feeling flat after a full night in bed. So, a couple of things the research keeps pointing to, both quiet, both slower than people expect. The first is the wake time, not the bedtime. Most sleep advice starts with bedtime. The evidence points somewhere else. A consistent wake time, every day, including weekends, give or take about 30 minutes, is one of the strongest anchors for sleep architecture, the research has found. Your internal clock uses wake time as its main reference point. Once wake time is stable, the crews start rotating on a stable schedule. Deep sleep and REM start landing in the right windows, and your body gets better at not waking you mid-cycle. It takes about 2 weeks. It is slower than people expect. It also works better than almost anything else. The second is light. Real light. In the first hour after you wake up. Even 10 minutes outside on a cloudy day is many times brighter than most indoor lighting. This early light hits receptors in your eyes that tell your master clock, a small region of your brain called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, what time it is. Cortisol rises where it is supposed to. Melatonin gets suppressed cleanly. And the timing signal for tonight's architecture, the one your body will use 12 to 16 hours from now, gets set correctly today. You are not just waking up better. You are quietly building a better night ahead. If you can only do those two, consistent wake time, morning light, most people notice a real shift within a couple of weeks. Here is the reframe I want to leave you with. You are not broken. Your body is not failing you. Your body is doing exactly what it evolved to do, running a very old, very intelligent rotation of shifts while you sleep. The problem is that the environment your body is trying to do that in has changed faster than the body has. Late light, random alarms, weekend schedules, wine at 11 at night. None of these were part of the world your sleep architecture was built for. So, the 8 hours are not the point. The 8 hours were never the point. What was happening inside the 8 hours? That is what your body was trying to get done. And once you know that, you stop asking whether you slept enough, and you start asking whether you slept whole. If you have felt this, the full night that felt like no night, tell me in the comments which part surprised you most. The alcohol piece, the wake time piece, or the fact that you were being pulled out of the wrong stage of a cycle almost every morning. If this helped, a like helps YouTube show it to someone else who has been quietly wondering if something is wrong with them. Next video, I am going to walk through what actually happens in your body during a panic attack, and why the standard advice can make it worse. Subscribe so it lands in your feed. Thanks for watching.